What's up, brother? So last night I went on my and was like, what movies do they have for me today? And here's exactly what I saw. Notice anything that's kind of familiar but also looks like a really bad knockoff? No, it isn't the African Desperate. Close, but no, it isn't the Savannah Haunting. What? No, it's Octo Games. Schindler's List wasn't even an option. But yes, Octo Games, the obvious knockoff to Squid Games released last month, and here's the best part. We made it. And right away I'm gonna say this is something we should have let the Koreans keep. And just to further drive my point, here's our old man.
The Octo Games.
Are there any memorable people like 456 or 067? Well, if you change the definition of memorable to no, then yeah. But anyways, the movie is about a group of desperate influencers competing to win a popular YouTuber's channel, which he then intends to upload the video of everything, giving the person who won popularity. It sounds cool. Hey, what's up? This is Josh from the future. It's actually not cool. So the movie starts out with our YouTuber JaxPro explaining to us how he got the idea for this totally unique and wild game.
I was watching videos on the internet the other night, and I saw this one about octopuses. They have mini brains in each of their 8 legs, and that gave me an idea. The Octo Games. My game. My totally sick, totally epic, totally awesome game. How sick is that, bro?
We can all thank Aaron Mertz for what we just heard, but without any hesitation, they introduced the first game, but not before we meet some of the contestants.
Have y'all seen JaxPro yet?
Don't bother, he barely talked to me.
I'm focused. The prize is mine.
We don't even know what it is yet.
Right? Like, he doesn't even know what he's supposed to be focused on. That's like me joining a race focused on running the fastest, and then everyone pulls up on a bike.
Aren't you so excited? We get to be in the new JaxPro video.
I'm just here to get more followers.
You need to be starting a family. If you're 45 and your goal is to get more followers, you for sure have a pre-tied noose in your closet. Speaking of 45-year-olds though, check out this fossil just checked in.
You look like you'd be great at selling real estate.
What?
Was that even a joke? Like, I can't. But also, before we go any further, y'all remember these ruthless bad boys? Well, these are what we got. But like I said, the first game is Simon Says, a game we all know and love. Even if you've never played it, I'm sure you know its very simple rules. However, if you're this movie's target audience, which happens to be indigenous tribes who have never seen a white man, then go ahead, explain everything.
All players must obey any command beginning with the words, Simon Says. If I say, Simon says take a step, then all players must take a step. But if I say jump without saying Simon Says first, the players must not jump.
That looks like something they took from an infographics video. And why do they all look like they just realized how easy this is? Did they all think Simon Says was another name for American Ninja Warrior? But everything's about to begin until they're like, wait, do you guys like furries?
This is the Eliminator. He will escort the losers out.
You gotta be kidding. Look at that. What is it, like a dog or something?
Yeah, it is a dog or something like that. I'm glad you could see that too. But this is the guy who's basically in charge of making sure no one quits or leaves alive, which makes no sense because there's also a sniper pointed at them waiting to kill the losers. But they start the game and Jason Nash is the first one to go.
Put your hand on your head. Simon didn't say to put your hand on your head.
Which then causes a little bit of a panic, but after a few more people die from not being able to play a game that was invented for children, we're now narrowed down to our 8 contestants who are forced to give us their name and occupation.
Carrie Miller. I'm a singer-songwriter.
I'm AJ620. I'm a video game streamer.
Maxine. I'm a comedian.
I'm Ruth Martin, and I have the next big cooking show.
Name's Steven Randall. People call me Squish. I'm a motivational speaker.
Walter Brentwood, entrepreneur.
Jess Hardbody. I'm dedicated to helping people achieve their dream body through hard work, determination, and focus.
Kids call me Miss Sunshine. I make online content for children.
So other than that kids TV show girl and the streamer guy, what's the point of these guys wanting a YouTube channel? Is it gonna write jokes for you? And Binging with Babish is already the greatest cooking show.
Now these are chocolate salty balls.
So now everyone is brought to this room where they make them change into the same thing, and as that's happening, you notice that these are normal doors. I mean, literally, these are the kind of doors I have. Like literally, that's the same door. But they're in this room where some of the dumbest stuff happens. Like the lady who has the cooking show is now some crazy conspiracy theorist.
Famous people drink the blood of babies to stay young all the time.
And these two guys are the worst at making a secret alliance.
Look.
Here we go.
He really did the put her there, pal. Thought no one in the room would notice. Just like, hey, put her. The second game they're brought to is Hopscotch, a game we all know. Even if you've never played it, I'm sure you know its very simple rules. However, if
each player must hop across to win, but if the board turns red, you can't move. If you do move when the board is red, you will be eliminated.
And it goes exactly how you think. It's Hopscotch. You can't really mess it up. Until Squish, that is, imitates the game bell, causing one person to mess up and die. They get brought back to this actual living room, and after trying to seduce Squish, Ruth gets a Rick James special.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face?
Their next challenge involves someone going through an inflatable obstacle course in exchange for a chance at freedom, and it is exactly what you think. They rented an inflatable obstacle course and said, we can make this a whole scene in our movie. And of course, one of the girls volunteers to go through, and she's like, this is easy, until she sees the furry holding a wrench. Meanwhile, these two ain't letting the silly challenge get in between them.
You gonna do it?
What? Are you kidding? No way. We got a game to win.
In the end, she actually makes it, but then all of a sudden gets shot in her fucking literal vagina. I don't know if you girls have the same kind of rule as we do, but us guys have an unspoken rule.
You never shoot a guy in the dick! Everyone knows that!
Their next game is Musical Chairs, a game we all know. Even if you never played it, I'm sure you know it's very simple.
When the music starts, you'll walk in a circle around them. When the music stops, you must sit down in one of the chairs.
And for this one, no one dies, but the person who wins gets $1 million deposited into their bank account.
This winner will have $1 million deposited into their bank account.
But then this girl asks a very reasonable question.
Why would we want $1 million if you're just gonna kill us?
Don't you guys have, like, families that would want it or something?
So first off, how would they let their family members know that they won $1 million if you took their phones? And isn't there only one winner? Just by the way he answered that, I can tell he wasn't even sure what the outcome was. And that was written in the script for that to happen. In the end, Squish wins, but only because he beats the shit out of Ruth after she wins, like that's at all fair. The next game they play is hide and seek, and honestly, because he makes them play tetherball and hangman next, I'll just skip to the last game. But the last two people who are alive are Squish and that country singer, and they're playing capture the flag. And of course, a bunch of stuff happens, but the girl ends up winning, and she gets the YouTube channel, and this is how the movie ends. If I had to describe this movie in one YouTube comment, it would be this one. The fact that the person behind the creation of this movie doesn't have a friend that would forthrightly say, this is a bad idea, maybe you should consider not doing it, or perhaps find a new hobby, makes me question the validity of their friendship. Some of y'all want another movie review? There you go. The greatest movie for the greatest movie reviewer of all time. See you next week. Peace.